Lack of agreement. What it simply means is your subject and verb should agree with each other. Your subject should be matching with the verb, or verb should be matching with the subject, which means if the subject is plural, the verb should be plural. If the subject is singular, then the verb should be singular. Let me show you one example here for this. Let's look at these two examples. Which one do you think is correct? You can pause the video, read the sentence, and figure out which is the correct sentence here. I hope you have done that. Let's have a look. Here, the word media. Remember, media is plural of medium, and that's why it's a plural word. But look at the verb here. Was. Was is used for singular subjects. That's why this is a wrong sentence. But if you look at the second one, the media here matches with where, because where is used for plural, media is a plural word. So many times what I've seen in people's writing is that they choose the wrong form of the verb. And the reason for that most often is because the subject is too long, and because of that they have no idea whether the subject is singular or plural, or sometimes the confusing words like this. Now, being a non-native speaker, perhaps I can understand this better, and the reason for that is because I had to go through the same phase. What I suggest you should do for things like this is you can create a list of the words which can confuse you, and if you do that, it will be easier for you next time. For example, I have created my list. I'll just write a few of them here so that it will be helpful for you. These are some confusing subjects which look like they are plural, or which looks like you can change them into countable, but they are actually uncountable nouns. Because of that, you should be using singular subject like was or is. Let me list all of them here. Okay, these are some of the words which we use a lot in our writing, especially equipment, information, software, research, and evidence. These words, although they look like countable nouns, we feel like we may be able to count them. And yes, if we directly translate them into some of our languages, perhaps they can be counted. But in English, these words cannot be made plural, so that means you cannot say equipments or informations or softwares. So make sure that you are using these words as singular, and if you are using them as singular, you're choosing the singular verb. Another problem in subject-verb agreement is not being able to choose the nouns and pronouns which agree with each other. Let me show you an example of that again. Now, in this example, if you look carefully, my subject here is a student, and if it is a student, it cannot be there, because there is a plural word. Now, these days, what we say is because a student can be male or female, so it's better to write he or she. Some people say it's all right if you just write there. But one mistake that has happened here is, yes, if you are not sure whether it is a male or female student, you can write there. But if you write there here, don't you think this opinion has to be opinions? Because if it is more than one person, how can it be opinion? So you need to be careful about this kind of mistakes as well. So yes, this should match with this, but remember, this is a plural word, so it must be followed by a plural noun here if you are using a countable noun. So their opinions, or their lives, or our ideas. Because I have seen this, especially this one, many times, our life. Now, if it is our, it cannot be life, it has to be lives. So be careful about these kind of things as well. Now, the third one that I have often seen, because of which people lose a score in the test, is when their pronouns do not agree with each other. Let me give you one example here again. Okay, let's look at this example. You can see that how we start our sentence by saying once, one has. But then our pronoun here in the next sentence is you. If you start with one, then this one should also be one, which means once one has decided to take the course, one must keep certain policies in mind. Or you can also say once you have decided to take the course, you must keep certain policies in mind. So when you are referring to the same group of people, remember you have to use the same type of pronouns. So if you start by saying once we, you have to write we. If you say we, us, you, your, one, ones, and so on. So keep these things in mind. So this is the first part of the series of videos on common mistakes in writing. I hope you have learned 3 important things to keep in mind while writing. In the next video, I'll be talking about the other common mistakes we make. Thank you.